Thank you for having me and my son Daniel. Get to know him after if you haven't already. So I don't want to be above you. I want to be equal. So yeah, we come from a land far away. It's one of the 50, by the way. It's not a foreign country. Some people think New Mexico is not a part of the Union, but it is. So anyway, I also welcome my friends who have come online. I think I looked before. I got a few friends from different places, from New Mexico to maybe BC and Africa. I've got at least one person from Africa and Florida too. So anyway, I'm glad to be here, and we love this place, and I'll be leaving my son here, so whoever wants to take him home can do that. So yeah, and that was a nice introduction. Thank you. And it's the only other thing I want to say is my wife and I came here in June to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary. And we got on the ferry and went that way. And we looked back and we saw this beauty. And I told her, we're coming back. I got to come back to that place. So I brought Daniel first. So we're here to be with you all and spend last couple of days here. And so I am going to be referencing the book of Hosea later, and I'll tell you why, because I wanted to talk about love, obviously, and I thought that if we're going to use scripture, which book of the Bible might reference that the best? And there was a song on there about the Song of Solomon, which is a story about a man, Solomon, who had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and the book is about an affair he had. Now, isn't that interesting, right? But it's a great book. It's a treatise or a conversation in a way between the lover and the beloved. So read that sometime. Read it twice. Once as the lover, and then read it once as the beloved. Take a pick, which one you want to do first. But I decided to focus on Hosea. And we're going to be talking about love in different ways today, but also the heart. So I know I'm supposed to do the meditation at the end, but I wanted to start with one, if you don't mind. If we can just kind of close your eyes and begin some deeper breathing. Just to be present in this moment, anchoring into the now time with the breath. Allowing your breath to go deeper, gentle, calm, slow, rhythmic, allowing the breath to breathe in its own way as it typically does. You don't need to think about the breath, but you may want to watch it, just observing it. And then let's do some heart-focused or heart-centered breathing. And use your imagination. Energy flows where attention goes. So use your imagination to breathe in and out of the heart space. Your attention is on that breath. So watch it as it goes in and out, opening up your heart center, your heart space for this time, for this day, for all days, to be present in this moment with your breath within the heart, being present with the heart. And resolve now just to open up your heart a bit more to you, to others, to life, to being, to the divine within, to the I amness that you are. Let that be in your heart, a place of compassion and connection and relationships and power and creativity. So let's just come back now and be present here, and you can open your eyes. So I wanted to read something to you. I have an intention for today, and just let these words kind of settle over you. You are a being of light, from a domain of brilliant light, dispensing light through love via the vehicle of the physical body to all who are open to receive. Light is expressed as love, and love is embodied light. Whatever you have come to believe about yourself can always be eclipsed by knowing you are the beloved. So, we all live that way, right? We know that very deeply. How come we don't always? What is it about something like that? It's true. You're light. You came from light. You came from a place that's full of light. And you came here on this planet to be light because you are. And you're dispensing that light to everyone around you in your body as love, expressing light as love. Now, how many do that 100% of your life? Every moment. I just lied, so I don't do it right now. I just raised my hand and lied. Why don't we? Why don't we do that very well? What keeps us? You can also, I've been watching these broadcasts and you guys have been talking. So should I just do all the talking? No. I want you to talk. So why don't we always live that way? What keeps us? Okay. Kind of in the noodle, right? In the noggin? Right. Okay. What else?
Don't feel worthy.
Don't feel worthy. Thank you. I should have cued you. But something else here. So yeah, that's good. Oh, the roadblocks, like struggles, challenges, whatever comes up. The busy day-to-day schedule. We're so busy we can't be divine. Something like that, right? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's the head. Yeah.
What we perceive as loss. Loss.
Loss? Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I like this. Way to go. You're being recorded, so that's awesome. So you can always look back and listen to yourself, but it's not just about me, it's about you too. So what I had thought, all these things are true, but they're in the head, they're heady stuff, but it's beliefs. So it's what we believe. And so I've had this romance with beliefs for a while now, and I first came across this little book called The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. Some of you have. Incredible book. If you've read it, read it again. If you haven't, go read it several times. It's a good one. But I don't know if you know this, but Rob Williams read that book and had an association with Bruce Lipton, and he developed a psychology protocol based on that called Psych K. And I got trained in that over 20 years ago. And I noticed that Rob had 175 beliefs. And I thought, that's a lot. So I'm going to boil that down to about 10. And so I developed this protocol called Spirit Code that came out in 2017. And I thought I'd make 10, and then I kept adding more, and I got up to 40. So I went from down to 175 to 40, not too bad. But I would like to condense those into 3. Okay, so here we go. This is the stuff. There might be more. Okay, I'm just going to generalize these things too, but these are kind of general beliefs. There is something wrong with me, and I have been harmed beyond repair. That's often, but you don't have to take these on yourself. Just listen. Maybe it's just a generalized belief, right? So there are people, particularly those who have been abused, like something happened and you were harmed, and there's no going back. That happened to you, and you feel messed up forever, right? So there's one. And then the second one is I'm unloved and unlovable because I am unworthy, I have no value, stuff like that. Maybe you used to believe these things. Maybe they kind of creep up on occasion. But the third one is, I have been discarded and am alone. And that's about abandonment and rejection. Got that one? Did I get them all in those three? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
No.
That's enough. Let's stop, right? But Louise Hay said that we learn these beliefs very early in life, and that we're not good enough, and we practice what she calls self-hatred and guilt. And then we move through life creating experiences that match our beliefs. So we wonder why things happen to us. It's because of our belief set. We project it on the screen of our life, and we live it out, and then we blame the guy who did that to us. It's their fault for ourselves. She said, when you accept a limiting belief, it will become a truth for you. So maybe that wonderful statement that I said earlier, we have a hard time getting to it because of our beliefs, the things that we believe. So I do have a friend that I actually wrote a book about who embodies this, or used to anyway, those three beliefs and maybe many more. She was sexually trafficked starting at the age of 13. And she was, you can just go through these. She knew that there was something wrong with her. She wasn't valued. She was used as a little girl even for sexual prostitution and trafficking. And she felt like every time it happened, that she was just ravaged beyond repair. And there was something she was just continually being harmed. She didn't feel love. She felt unlovable. She felt like she had no worth or value. And the only worth she had was to provide something for someone else. And she felt, particularly at the end of her time, at age 18, she was discarded and left alone, abandoned and rejected. And she is my dear friend, and I love her dearly. And I just use her as an example of what can happen, perhaps in quite an extreme manner, of how we might experience harm and come to believe certain things about ourselves. But what are we supposed to do with this? How do you take anyone's beliefs, my friend or anyone else, ours, and flip those so that we can come into our identity as the beloved, as the divine? And I'd like to say that you come into the heart and live from the heart. And so that's what we're talking about today, right? So allow the heart center to reveal who you are as the beloved. In fact, the book that I wrote about my friend is called Love's Unrelenting Course. Because love doesn't ever give up, because we always have it. It's who we are, but it never gives up. It'll find you. It'll always find. It found her, and her life has been transformed. So I've had something happen to me recently that I call the awakening of the heart. Awakening the heart. And I don't know if you've ever had this either. I'm a pretty heart-centered person anyway. I love people. I already love every one of you here. I love you all. Can we just line up for hugs and stuff like that and make sure the heart center is connected? All right. So I'm a pretty loving guy. And Daniel, is that true? Okay. So are you, buddy. So, yep. Yeah, he's my witness. If you ever have a speaker come and they don't have a family member there to vouch for what they're doing, I don't know. So I've had more of an increase in that opening of the heart space in the last few months. And I was wondering, is this global? Are other people experiencing this? And so I went online, and whenever you want to find truth, you Google it. But you can't trust everything that you find on the internet. That's what Abraham Lincoln said once, and it's got to be careful. But so I found Lee Harris, and Lee Harris does. Anybody know Lee Harris?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Yeah, if you don't, check him out. But he does this annual energy forecast, and he's channeling some beings, and they're just telling us stuff, and it's pretty cool when you hear from us commoners, us humans, but to hear from the divine realm and the beings there to give us some sort of guidance is pretty cool. So here's his annual energy forecast that came out in December regarding last year, but also where we're headed. So this is it. Heart awakening worldwide is becoming more powerful. More people than ever before will start to feel from and act from their heart. Care and compassion will underscore their actions. This can mean you will go through personal healing in your relationships and yourself. There is a heart awakening worldwide, and it's becoming more powerful. Said it several times. If you don't consent to this, there will be more division and contention. So let's just agree, we're going to consent to this, right? Yeah, right on. We're signing up. Get a clipboard going around. So we are all signing up for a heart awakening and to allow the heart to be what it's supposed to be, full of love. And so I wonder what that would mean on our planet. I guess we don't have to worry too much about it because, when the divine realm starts talking about these things, they're going to happen. They're going to happen. They already are happening, and many of us probably are aware of it. And after today, since we brought it up, it's going to happen to more of you. That's how that works. You start talking about things, and then it grows. So what would that be like if it happened more often throughout the earth and beyond the earth? Because there's some good places to go beyond the earth, too. So I'd like to know, and I'd like to have us look at Scripture. I mentioned the Song of Solomon. I decided not to use that as a text, although, Solomon had some wisdom, a lot to share. But I decided to go to the book of Hosea. And I'll tell you why. There's a word in the Hebrew, and if I said it in the way that probably a good Hebrew person would, I would spit on the people in front of me, because it goes something like this: Hesed. Sorry, did I get you? No. So Hesed is a powerful word. It's used 250 times in the entire Hebrew Bible, and 128 times in the Psalms, and 6 times in Hosea. And so it's the Hebrew word for love, loving kindness, steadfast love, unconditional love, mercy, and loyalty. Your loving kindness is better than life. You've probably heard that. When your steadfast love endures forever. All of that is Hesed. That's the American English way to say the word Hesed, because I don't want to spit on anybody anymore. So that word is important to consider as we look into the text that we're going to look at in just a moment, briefly anyway. But again, Hosea, written by a man who was told to go to the temple to find a prostitute and marry her and have 3 children with funny names. I just summarized the book of Hosea. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I guess in the day, if you wanted to find a woman or whatever, you go to the temple. So that doesn't sound very wholesome, but Hosea was slated to that for some particular reason. There's a lot of I've read stuff on this, and I don't care to go into it. I just think it's kind of funny. I mean, not really, probably not for those kids, because imagine what happened when they went to kindergarten, and they're just people making fun of them for their names. And here are their names. Here's the names. The first one is a son. His name is Jezreel. So he's named after the valley of Jezreel, which was a great plain once known for its beauty and richness. But it became ravaged and ruined through wars and greed. So this represents being damaged, as if there's something wrong with you. And then the next one, a daughter, Lo Ruhamah. And Ruhamah is the word that references mercy or God's mercy. So lo is, you ain't got none of that. So the translation lo means no love or no mercy or no compassion. It represents having no love or value are worth. Poor gal. So it gets better, by the way. It does, really. She got something going on. Lo ami, ami is a word for my people, but lo ami, the lo, remember the lo, it's not. You're not my people. So it represents being rejected and abandoned. Did you notice the correlation from the beliefs I mentioned before? Oh, okay, good. Woo. You guys are awesome. You got it. So, yep, that's it. So I just think those might be three different ways to describe perhaps what happens to us in our little head, or our whatever, our experience, or our perception of our experience. That's where it is. That's why Bruce Lipton wrote that book, The Biology of Belief, because he found out where the brain for the cell was. It's on the outside. It's not in the nucleus, because they denucleize cells. And he found that the membrane on the outside was the receiver of information. So signal, the signal from the outside. And so how we signal our reality means a lot. And what we believe means a lot about how we perceive things and how we begin to behave, act, respond to others. So any hope here? We're just going to talk about these poor kids. Let's talk about what happened to them. And the idea from Hosea, kind of a theme running throughout that book, is a return to love. So we're returning to Hesed, right? That's the point. So it occurs, the word return occurs 15 times in Hosea. And Hosea 6:1 is always, Hosea 6 has always been a favorite of mine, but I've altered it a little bit lately, because there's parts of it that seem like a little bit too much shame or fear-based stuff, religiosity. And I know you guys don't do that very well. You're not very religious, so I appreciate that. That's why I'm here. So I just want it to be free and alive with spirit, when we look at scripture. So I've changed a few words. So taking liberty with the text. Hosea 6:1, come, let us return to the Lord, that he may heal us and bind up our wounds. God will revive us and restore us, so we may live in his presence. So it makes it sound like there's somebody outside of you that you can go to who can help you. No, back to the heart. We're talking about the heart today. Back to the heart. Get to here. What's here? Everything. Yes.
God has been with me all my life.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you for bringing God here today. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. I like that. Here's a thing that these are the things that I sit around and ponder on occasion. Like when you think about the vast solar systems, galaxies, universes, cosmoses, whatever. I don't know if they're singular or plural, but all the vastness, Stephen Hawking said that they're endless and infinite, yet expanding. Okay, we have a class this afternoon. You're going to lead it. What that means, thank you very much. But that vast, endless, expanding space outside is no different than the vast, endless expanse of space inside. That's how big you are. Does my heart look big in these pants? No, wait, that didn't come out right. So, just kidding. So, this is where it's a good thing to be big and to realize that you are big. You're huge. Sorry about that, but what do you return to? You return to the heart. You return to the divine within, to Christ consciousness, the I am that you are. You are, and we all are. We are the I am. That's what's inside, the vast, endless space expanding here. That's your heart. If you've ever looked at the chakras, I always love those, but there's 3 lower, the solar plexus, sacral, and root, and 3 above the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, and then there's more. That's extra credit, so I won't mention them. But what stands right in between? Right here. It's the joiner, the both, the upper and the lower, all equally important. It's not lower as if they got an issue or whatever. No, they're important for your development and growth. So we're to return to love by opening our heart and coming into love. And it's the love that you are already. Love is your identity. It's a thing that fills you up. So walk up to somebody and say, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And what's your name? Oh, something. And then you could say, when they ask you your name, I am love. That's who I am. I am love. I also go by Tom or Thomas, but love will do. So I like A Course in Miracles. So I don't know if you're into that, but so it defines sin. You want to know what sin is? It's lack of awareness of the presence of love. I'm not kidding. It's in there. Go read the whole book. It'll take you about 10 years. Yeah. A lack of awareness of the presence of love. That's why I have to come back to the heart. That's where love is. Open your heart. Return to the Lord. What's the Lord? You. You. You are the God within, and you are the I am. I love you. God. Wait. I know. So I actually do some past life regression therapy, and I've studied QHHT. It's called Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, originated by Dolores Cannon. And I like reading her books or listening to them on Audible about all the past life regressions that she's done. And it's where I've learned a lot about the true Christ that hasn't been represented well through history, but I have a feeling that you folks know what that guy's all about. If you look back at where he came from, the Essene community, and there's just a lot of good information when you regress somebody like about now, or maybe the last 20 or 30 years, like Dolores did and some other people have done, and go back, and in a past life they show up at different places, like with Nostradamus or other folks, but they've been able to gather a lot of information about what the early life of Christ was all about and what he did. And there's these two people, Stuart Wilson and Joanne Prentice from the UK, and they wrote a book called The Essenes, Children of Light. It's a great book. I recommend it. They said this. Oh, actually, this is a quote from the key character that they regressed a person in the 90s or 2000s. I forget when they did this, but regressed him back to the first century. And his name was Daniel Ben Ezra, and he knew Christ. So he also knew Joseph of Arimathea and all the other characters, Mary and Mary Magdalene. But they said, Daniel Ben Ezra said this: the universe is sustained by love, by a great ocean of cosmic love, unconditional love. The central message of Jesus' teaching was the need to reconnect with the heart energy, the energy of unconditional love. Straight from the source, a guy who lived in the first century. He knew who that Christ was, which is who you are. You are Christ consciousness. This is your mandate too, right? This is the reason why you're here, to know that the universe is sustained by love, a great ocean of cosmic love. I would call it the oceanic current or the sea of divinity that is all about love and the divine. It's unconditional love, unconditional love. And so your central message, like the Christ that's been discovered anew, but 2,000 years old, right? The need to reconnect with the heart energy, the energy of unconditional love. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm talking about today. Connecting to the heart energy, connecting to unconditional love. There you go. So you want to know, well, let me say this. There's a quote from the movie The Village. Ever see that one? That M. Night, however you say his name. Yeah, that guy. I can't say his name. So somewhere, like, it's kind of an interesting story. You wouldn't expect this quote to come from there, but suddenly one guy just throws this out. The world moves for love. It kneels before it in awe. So let's talk about those kids. You were worried about them. I know you were. They got through kindergarten. It was not good. And they changed their names because they returned to the Lord, and they returned to whatever they did. You know, they went back to the heart. They realized what love was. They learned love, I guess. I don't know. How'd they get their name changed? Yes. So here's what they became. Jezreel. Basically means God gathers, so he brings you back, but you are desired for beauty. I made that up, by the way. I told you I add to the text. It's okay, I have help. So, Lo Ruhama became Ruhmad. You have mercy, and I offer you mercy. You have Hesed. Probably happened around third grade, so the rest of their elementary school experience must have been a whole lot better. But Lo Ami became Ami, and you are my people, you are mine. So we all say that to each other, really. We all do. You're mine, I'm yours, we're all together, we're one, and we have mercy. We offer each other mercy. We give each other mercy and love and kindness and gratitude, appreciation out of love. Love. Because we love, and we are love. And what accounted for that? It was a return to love. Return to love, return to the heart. So, how can we do that? How do you do it really practically? So, I got some ideas. I don't know, I thought about this, because here I am, the guy up front. I might as well have some ideas. I got 4. Thanks for asking. So first, increase your awareness of the heart center, using your breath to activate your heart. I tricked you, already did it. All you have to do, you could do it for 10 seconds. Breathe in and out of your heart space. Open your heart. Sit tall even. Breathe in and out. Might do it again here in a moment. Let your heart be open. Daniel knows when he was a kid, I don't know why I did this to him and not his brothers, but when he went to bed at night, I would come by his bed. I don't know, we'd just put him to bed or whatever, and I'd always put my hand on his heart. And you remember, you loved that. I did that to you the other day, and it was a little weird, but it's okay. But powerful conduits of energy flow, right? So, lightsabers. So to be aware of that, that's number one, to increase awareness of the heart center and using your breath to activate your heart. Secondly, train your heart to remain within enriching emotional states. Have you ever noticed how we memorize, HeartMouth calls it depleting emotional states, and we stay there and we linger. We're in that little pool, cesspool maybe, and it's a little murky, clunky, chunky. It's not fun. So you can change that, like real quick, and just linger in positive emotional states. Just do it for a moment, okay? Close your eyes again. Breathe in and out of the heart space, like we did before. Using your breath to come into now time, the continually unfolding present moment of the eternal now, here, in this place, breathing from the heart, opening the heart. And now, recall an enriching emotional experience. Recall it from your memory if you need to. It could be love, gratitude, appreciation, joy. It may be centered around an experience, a person, a place. It's okay. Use that to bring that enriching, renewing emotional experience into this now time and bring it into your heart and feel it now. Now. Memorize it, anchor it deeply, and take it with you wherever you go. And if you ever go to a depleting emotional state, you now know this one. Come back to that anytime you want. Go to bed with it, wake up in the morning with it, go throughout your day with it. All right, you can come back now or stay there, your choice. If we see you here next week because you never went home, I don't know what to say. So the third one is discard the old beliefs in favor of new ones. Remember how those kids did it? They returned to love and they returned to the heart. So there are some beliefs. You say this. What are some of the most maybe amazing, powerful beliefs that you live by that you like to have guide you each day? What do you got? Yes.
I lived in a loving family all my life. My mother, my dad never said a cruel word to us, never bawled us out. Always loving, very much loving, all the time. And of course, we were good kids too, but it was just, I knew love then. It was just such a wonderful life. Because I don't know, my mom and dad, they never had an argument in their life either. They loved each other and they never had an argument in their life, never said a bad word to each other. And so that's the kind of life I had. And we were very poor. We were very, very poor. We didn't have our first Christmas till I was almost 10. And I didn't care. We didn't care.
You had something to risk called love.
My mom read Twist every night. So it just, I look back on it all the time and I thought,
Yeah.
I know where I got all that love.
Yeah, definitely. Who else? What other, yes?
I can see this differently than I'm seeing it, or I can experience this differently, or I can move through this differently. Go sit down, Karen, and give yourself a love talk.
Yeah, definitely.
God is biased for good. Everything in my life is for the good.
Definitely. There is no such thing as things going wrong. That doesn't exist. You can believe that if you want. Somebody else. Yeah, good. It's all God. It's all love. Excellent. Yes.
We're all part of an interconnected whole.
Yeah. All a part of an interconnected whole. Excellent. Anybody else? Yes. Yep. It's all good. Definitely. I like this. This is good. I'm gonna share one with you, and it related to this talk, and you can take it with you, free of charge. So I am loved, with a D on the end, and I am love. I am loved, and I am love. You are loved, and you are love. That's it. So, number 4, those 3 already. So 4, and I'm going over my 30 minutes, by the way. So I just have to catch the ferry at 2. So I'll be done about 12:55 because I have to get there at 1. So the next one, the last one is, the first one was increase awareness of the heart center. 2 is train your heart to remain in enriching emotional states. And then 3, disregard old beliefs. 4, give your love away. Because love isn't stingy. It's something that, like within true love, there is no depletion. And love always increases in its expression because it is limitless. It grows upon the giving. I can only give a little bit today. I gave so much yesterday. I don't know about tomorrow. I better get some. It's never that way. The more you give, the more it flourishes, grows, becomes larger and greater, because it is infinite, like the universe and the cosmos. As you are infinite, like the universe and the cosmos, because you are the universe and the cosmos. It's who you are. You are the divine. You are love. It's your identity. And you have a heart, a beautiful heart. Everyone has a beautiful heart. It's not true what some people say, that the heart is like, dirty, ugly. I was careful choosing the songs because there's so many that speak, especially about Hosea and Song of Solomon, about how unworthy you are or how yucky you are and all that. But I don't want any of that, and I don't think you do either. We always have to come back to the truth. It's already there. We don't have to become anything. We are. It's what we are that's important. And who are you? You are love. You come into the heart. You know your identity. You know your purpose. You know how to carry on that energy wherever you go, in all places, because it's your purpose and identity and in essence. Your essence is love. You just happen to come for a very short time in a physical vehicle called the body, and you get to flop around here for a bit. And I've been trained with Dr. Sue Morter, and she says we come here and we go splat. We're dispersed and we forget. We forget everything, right? They call it the veil of unremembrance. We forget. So we spend our whole lives trying to remember. Remembering. We just want to remember. What do we remember? That we're love. We're love. So we remember. So remember and memorize it and take it with you. So anyway, I thought that was just a few things to share with you. But I wanted to know if there are any questions, any comments, anything you want to say about love and the heart and all that? It'll be recorded on the recording.
Just that you're lovely.
Ah, you are too, buddy. You're very lovely. I love your beard. I think Daniel wants to grow one like yours. Daniel, take a look at that when you. Can you borrow it?
We'll have to see you on that.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a good question, because of the clairs. If you know the clairs, everybody knows about clairvoyance, right? It's more seeing, clear seeing. There's also clairsentience, which is clear sensing. There's claircognizance and clairaudience and a bunch of them. But so when you go into a meditation like we did, you're asking, what am I clairvoyanting? You can see whatever you want to see. It's all imagination. Because here's a secret. This world isn't real. Okay, Men in Black. Sorry. Now you don't remember. Now we're happy. So the imagination is what links us from or sends us from the material world, not so real, not so long, not eternal, to the physical material reality of this space, to immateriality. Some call it heaven, some call it whatever. So in meditation, you close your eyes so you don't have to see anything physical. You're just coming back to this awareness of energy. However you want to see that is up to you. Everybody sees it in their own way. And I mentioned the clairs because not everybody, it's not a visual seeing, it could be a sensing. There's a lot of ways to experience. There's no wrong way. You can't meditate wrongly. You're overcoming the ego mind, so that's all that's the first part of meditation. So the ego is going to go, hey, I thought I was the master. No, servant. Yes. Excellent.
love, listen. And that's how I find it all.
I like that. Yes.
I'm not a good visualizer, so for me, when I read it, I just feel the expansion. It's like literally trying to, literally feels like pulling in air right to that space and blowing it up like a balloon.
Yep. I just read that from Eric Butterworth this morning, that the word for heaven is expansion. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for they'll be expanded. Yes.
Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh, yeah. Next verse. Wow, I went way over. I started at 5 till. I owe you for each minute. I went over. So anyway, it was great to be with you. I think, do I do meditation now, or just do we do enough?
You're in charge.
What?
The guy in front.
I wanted to do one comment.
Yes.
So what I found when going into the heart, when the heart is wider and deeper, anything that is thrown in it, it's transformed.
Yes.
You never feel the pain, you never feel the hurt. It just disappears.
Yeah, because love is healing, transforming, transmuting, because everything that touches love goes from one energy signature to another. Energy can't be created or destroyed, but it can be transmuted and transformed. And once you touch anything with love, it's forever changed. Never to go back, by the way. There's no backsliding. Well, for Unity people anyway. That might be for others, but anyway, I think I'm done.
All right.